Alright, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalam nabiyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Amma ba'd. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Masyaallah. Ito naman ang pangalawang vlog natin with regards to knowledge for our profession being a safety advocate, safety professional. Okay, so now, sa lahat po na naka-subscribe at nakapanood sa aking first vlog, yung about sa Emergency Action Plan, maraming salamat sa inyong pag-subscribe at inshallah ay patuloy nyo tayong subaybayan at naway ang bawat presentation natin, yung short video natin. So I've said this is direct to the point, hindi natin kailangan pahabain. Kasi doon sa ating PIDUSI, sa Al-Salam Training Center, ay doon ay talagang hinimay-himay lahat para mas lalong mabuksan at maintindihan natin ang gusto. So since naintindihan na natin yun, itong gagawin natin is to remind you the important lesson or the important part of our subject matter or our topic, which is job hazard analysis or job safety analysis. Pareho lang yun, okay? So, ito ay magiging reminders ninyo sa dahil yung mga nakapag-training na sa Al-Salam sa job safety analysis or job hazard analysis, since mahaba ang natin doon dahil dinidefine natin ang different ng ano ang ibig sabihin ng job safety analysis, so dinidefine natin doon. So dito direct na tayo kung ano ang mahalaga dito sa job safety analysis. This is only for your reminders. Okay? Reminder na lang natin to yung mga ano nito. Okay? This is a short video. So don't forget, okay? Please subscribe our YouTube channel, Safety and Beyond. This is for us. That's what I've said. Hindi ako perfecto na tao. Hindi ko sinasabi na ako ay maalam. Bagkus, yung kaalaman natin ay hindi ibig sabihin na ito ay master na natin. Okay? Kung master ko na to, hindi na ako kailangan mag-present ng presentation. Mag-ano na ako, magsalita na ako ng magsalita. Di ba? So, since, gaya ng sinasabi natin lagi, kami rin ay nagtitraining pa rin. Kami ay nagre-review pa rin. Kami ay naghanap pa rin ng kaalaman patungkol sa ating profession, being a safety. Di ba? So, yun ang mahalaga. Continuous learning, continuous training. The more you train, the more you learn. The more you learn, the more knowledge you gain or you have. And then if you have knowledge, you have power. Power, not power like our Almighty Creator Allah, but power which is you can apply, you can share to everybody. This is what we did now. Okay? So thank you very much sa lahat. Please subscribe our channel, Safety and Beyond, and visit our website, Al-Salam Al-Salam Training Center .com.net. Okay? So now, let's start now. Okay? Now, what is job safety analysis? So we will talk about the regulatory requirements of job safety analysis. There is no specific standard about job safety analysis according to OSHA. Okay, no current standard, but there is OSHA provide guidelines on job hazard analysis. So it depends to us. This is one. So we can follow the guidelines of OSHA, or you can make it your own. Maybe you can develop more according to your knowledge and experience, diba? So this is only a guidelines. So how to prepare job safety analysis, because this is very important. Okay. Some organizations refer to it as a job safety analysis or job hazard analysis. The same lang yun. Okay? OSHA is likely to review your hazard assessment program. So this is very important. You should review your hazard safety program. Okay, what is job hazard analysis? Pag sinabi natin job hazard analysis, this is a method of identifying hazard. Ito yung pamaraan kung paano natin i-identify yung hazard. Okay? So, means of breaking the process down. So, we should break down the process, the activities. We should break it down step by step para lalo natin maintindihan. Okay? system for employees to easily understand hazard. So that's why, this is what I've said, para mas madali maintindihan. Kaya binibreakdown natin step by step yung activity. This is the purpose of job hazard analysis, to understand the system. The system should be understand to the employees easily. Okay? Para madali nila maintindihan. Okay? Why perform job hazard analysis? Bakit natin mag-perform tayo ng job hazard analysis? Number one, to identifying the existing hazard. Pag sinabi natin existing, meaning to say, nandun na yung mga hazard. Nakikita na natin, na-identify na natin. So this is the purpose, para maano natin yung job hazard analysis. Next is to identify the potential hazard, yung potential na pwede pang mangyari. May mga mangyari na delikado, hindi kaaya-aya, hindi maganda sa mga workers natin na pwede silang mapahamak. So at this job hazard analysis, we should identify this one. Kailangan i-identify natin ito. Next is prioritize the corrective action. I-priority natin. Unahin natin yung corrective action kaagad. Kapag na-identify na natin yung existing hazard and then yung mga potential hazard, bibigyan kaagad natin ng i-priority natin yung corrective action na ano. Then, why? We can reduce the hazard or we can eliminate the hazard. Okay? Especially the very simple or very low risk, mga low risk area, so we can eliminate immediately the hazard. Okay? So, that is the importance of conducting job hazard analysis. Now, what are the benefits of conducting job hazard analysis? The benefits is we can reduce the injuries. Ma-minimize, mapababa natin yung mga mangyayaring mga ma-injured na mga tao, hindi tataas ng tataas kasi mapiprevent or ma-predict na natin kung ano yung mga hazard. Mabigyan na natin ng kaukulang pansin at corrective measure or preventive action. Diba? Reduces absenteeism. Bakit? Ma-reduce natin ang absenteeism kapag maganda yung work environment, safe yung mga tao, hindi delikado, so makapagtrabaho sila ng maayos. Pero kung hindi maganda yung working environment natin, ano mangyari? Maybe yung mga workers natin laging mag-absent kasi hindi maayos yung working area nila, baka nag-alinlangan sila, baka may mangyari sa kanila, so mag-absent, tapos trabaho. So that is the main reason why we need to conduct why we need to have a job hazard analysis, para ma-minimize natin or ma-reduce natin yung absenteeism. Increases productivity, of course. Karamihan sa mga construction site natin o mga in-charge, akala nila yung mga ginagawa natin na mga corrective action or pagsita natin o paghahanap natin ng mga potential hazard ay nakakaabala sila na. Pero kung alam lang nila na gaano kahalaga, ay malaki ang benepisyo nito because we can increase productivity. Yung production natin mapabilis kasi makapagtrabaho ng maayos yung mga workers, di ba? So kapag hindi makatrabaho ng maayos yung mga workers, what will happen? Hindi siya makapag-perform ng maayos yung so madidelay yung instead makukuha na ng 1 hour, magiging 2 hours na kasi hindi siya makapag-move ng maayos. Hindi maayos yung daanan niya or ano pa, di ba? So that is the purpose why we need to conduct job hazard analysis. This is the benefits. Okay, increases moral. Okay, yung moral natin, mapataas natin. So kapag mataas ang moral ng tao, so willing siya napaka-proud niya, niya magtrabaho, di ba? And also our company, our project, yung moral na mayroon tayong magandang safety precautionary measure na ginagawa sa ating maganda tayong safety program na ginagawa sa ating job site, lalo na to protect our employees. This is the purpose, the benefits. The main purpose is to protect the employees. Okay? And then, we should give specific compliance by giving personal protective equipment. This is the purpose of the job hazard analysis, to protect the employees, the asset or the ng kumpanya, yung asset ng kumpanya, yung mga equipment, protektahan natin ito. Di ba? So, yan ang pinaka-importante. How jobs are selected for job hazard analysis? First, jobs with high accident injury rates. So doon tayo, ipupokus natin kung saan yung high risk na tinatawag. Yung tingin natin na napaka-delikado. So doon, kailangan mabigyan kagad natin ng job hazard analysis. Close calls, yung laging mayroong mga potential, maybe close call or close in to any hazard or any injuries, it will happen. Yung mga near misses area, na laging mayroong near miss. So dapat bibigyan natin ng pansin yan. And then, new job, yung bagong mga job or yung activities or yung project, dapat before mag-start, i-analyze muna natin. Bibigyan muna natin ng job hazard analysis. So, i-check muna natin, mag-conduct tayo ng mga inspection, kasama ng mga key person, mamaya madidiscuss natin yan. Jobs with procedure or process changes. Kung may mga changes, may mga procedure na tayo at kailangan ng so bibigyan natin ng pansin yun. Halimbawa, yung trabaho ay ganito, tapos may alternation or changes, may pagbabago. So of course, pag may pagbabago, iba na naman ang hazard ang mayroon doon. So kailangan natin bigyan ng pansin para ma-correct natin yung yung mga potential hazard na papasok pa lang dahil may mga changes na gagawin. Okay? So all other job. Okay. Next, inspection to identify hazards. The very important is the general inspection. Ano yung general inspection? It should be conducted by number of person. Especially the most important is who? The competent or certified safety officer. That is the one candidate. So that's why the safety officer, if you want to become a safety officer, you should know how to conduct job safety analysis. You should know how to do it job safety analysis. Kasi minsan baka mamaya ikaw lang mag-isa sa kumpanya mo. Dapat yung safety officer ready sa lahat. Kaya may training tayo ng job safety analysis. At isa na itong magapagbigay sa inyo. Okay? Comprehensive. So, comprehensive inspection. Dapat natin ito. Kung ano yung mga elements or aspect na dapat natin pagtuunan ng pansin. Then, wall-to-wall. Dapat face-to-face yung natin. Kailangan actual natin makikita yung pag-inspection natin para malalaman natin kung ano ang area na yon, kung ano yung mga maaring pwede mangyari, mga unsafe condition, makikita natin. So, special inspection, ito yung mga targeted area natin like mga specific or exposure, mga targeted area, yung kung saan yung area na mas expose yung mga tao or prone sa mga incident or accident, near misses. Okay? Based in facility operation, yung mga facility natin, mga operation, mga construction site natin, na nandun yung mga equipment, isa yan sa titignan natin. Then we have a formal tours. Formal tours like weekly, monthly, or daily walkthrough. Yan, kailangan natin, yan, kasi may mga changes. Okay, yung mga maintenance and production reviews, yan, i-review natin para mabigyan natin ng tamang corrective action ng bawat isa. Okay? Guidelines for inspection. So, list department and operation involved. Kung ano yung mga department ng involved, dapat i-involve din natin kung sino yung in charge para makapagtanong tayo kung ano yung tatrabaho nila, paano nila tratrabuhin, para doon tayo ma-analyze natin yung kanilang mga gagawin, kung ano yung mga hazard. Okay, list, describe an operational activities. Yun, i-describe. Kailangan natin malaman yun, ma-picture out natin kung ano yung mga activities o yung operation na gagawin nila para kapag sum up tayo ng maayos na step kung paano natin bibigyan ng hazard analysis. Okay? Then, mabigyan natin ng tamang corrective action. Next, assign inspection dates. Dapat may date tayo na ma-assign natin para makaready din yung mga involved person. Kailangan i-involve natin, lalo na yung mga construction worker or yung mga involved person kasi sila yung mas nakakaalam kung anong step na gagawin nila, anong trabaho, anong una nilang gagawin. Para mabigyan din natin ng tamang step ng paggawa ng job safety analysis. Mamaya, ipakita natin yung example. Okay? Sequence the inspection route. Yung inspection route, saan tayo mauna, saan natin gagawin, saan tayo dadaan, para malaman natin ito. Okay? Next, identify and instruct follow-up assignments. So, pag may mga assignment o may mga tayo, i-follow up natin. Bigyan natin ng tamang instruction kung ano ang dapat nilang gawin. The area of hazard checklist. So, of course, we should have a checklist during conduct walkthrough to identify the hazard para makumpleto natin yung job safety analysis. Dapat may mga checklist tayo. Ma-evaluate natin. Like equipment. Dapat may checklist tayo for equipment. mga equipment na dapat gagamitin. So, procedures, dapat may procedure tayo sinusunod. Of course, the personnel, isa yan sa ini-evaluate natin sa area hazard checklist. Next, who is involved in the GHA or JSA? Job hazard analysis. Job hazard analysis or job safety analysis. Safety personnel, number one, safety. If you want to become safety officer, you should know how to conduct job safety analysis. At least you have an idea. Diba? Hindi lang yung nakadepende ka sa safety manager mo or safety supervisor. Dapat ikaw mismo ay alam mo rin paggawa ng job safety analysis. Or you have a training. You should be trained. Para pag ikaw na gumawa, madali na sa'yo. And then, if you don't know, kung hindi mo alam paano gagawin, pero kunti lang yung alaman mo, hindi mo masyado nag-gets yung call a friend, di ba? Nandito lang ang Al-Salam Training Center. Okay, location ng manager. Sino-sino yung mga manager? Dapat natin na involve yan. Operators. Pag may mga operators, involve natin. Bakit? Magtatanong tayo sa kanilang mga equipment na ginagamit. Baka mamaya may sira, may lack of maintenance, di ba? Dapat involve natin sila, lalo na pag mga equipment. Okay, design engineers, yung mga engineers natin sa site, dapat nga sila rin mag-prepare nito eh. Sa totoo lang, sila dapat tayo magbibigay lang tayo ng mga corrective action. But if the design engineer or the site engineer or the construction engineer, they don't have training about safety, they don't know this one. So the safety officer should be the support team. We need to support them. Okay? Then, maintenance personnel. Yung mga maintenance personnel, i-involve natin yan. Next, elements of operation. Start up. So, pag nag-umpisa pa lang, dapat ma-identify na natin yung hazard. How about the operation? Lalo na sa operation, kailangan na natin yan, ma-describe na natin. Ma-identify at ma-describe na natin kung ano yung mga hazard na mayroon doon. Lalo na itong shutdown. Shutdown, kaya nang sinasabi ko last my vlog, first vlog, is yung shutdown, isa yan sa delikado na trabaho. Kasi pag nag-shutdown tayo, not necessarily, pag halimbawa planta, mag-shutdown tayo, mayroon na specific area, pero continuous pa rin yung operation dyan sa loob. Mayroon na specific area na nilalak or tag natin, or in-stop natin yung supply. For example, like that, di ba? So yan ang steps in performing JHA, job hazard analysis. Step 1, break down the job. Kailangan i-break down natin kung ano yung mga job. Mamaya explain natin sa example natin. Okay? Number 2, identify the hazard. I-explain natin to one by one. One by one natin. Number 3, evaluate the hazard. I-evaluate natin. Number 4, recommend safe procedure and protection measure. So, bibigyan natin ng corrective action, corrective measure. Yung tamang pamamaraan, tamang procedure, at tamang mga dapat nilang gagamitin. Yung mga like PPE. So, depende yan sa Then, number 5, revise the job hazard analysis. We need to revise if there is a changes of their activities. I-revise natin yan kasi if there is a changes, there is a new hazard or potential hazard coming in. Right? So, now we need to break down. List each job step in order of occurrence. So, i-list natin one by one. Step natin. Mamaya explain natin yan with the example of JC. Describe each action. Then, examine each step for hazard. I-examine natin, titingnan natin ng maigi. Then, conduct a what if or scenario for each step. What if? Lagi natin, what if kung ganito ang mangyayari? What if kung ganito ang mangyayari? Laging ganun. Ano bang dapat gawin? Ano bang dapat natin ilagay? Ano bang safety precaution na What if kung masunog siya? What if kung magkaroon ng explosion? What if kung magkaroon ng oil spill? Di ba? Laging what if. Lagi tayong advance na mangyayari. Kaya nga tinatawag natin, prevention is better than cure, right? Prevention is better than cure. Kaya yun ang gagawin natin. We need to prevent the potential hazard. Okay. Identify hazard, sharp edges, isa yan. Employee jewelry, lalo na pag nag-operate ka ng mga machineries, bawal yan, yung mga jewelries. And then potential for being caught in between. Yan, yung mga equipment na nag-trabaho side by side or malapit sa tapos ikaw nasa gitna ka, delikado yan, makot in between ka. Workers pictures balance. Okay? Posture balance, hazardous movement. Yan. Struck by hazard. Struck by yung yung halimbawa maipit ka or maanuhan ka ng mga pulling object, di ba? So, dapat anuhin natin yan. Okay? Suspended load, yung mga during lifting. Then, nag-lift tayo, dapat walang mga during loading, dapat walang mga tao dyan under the load. Bawal yan. Environmental hazard, including natin yung environmental hazard. That is very important, yung environmental hazard. So evaluating the hazard, what is PPE is available, has worker been trained, kailangan train, yung PPE natin, personal protective equipment, kailangan available and suitable and efficient, di ba? Dapat yun ang ano na. Then, is the worker positioned properly? So dapat alam natin yun. Ergonomic, di ba? So, is lock-out, tag-out use? Kapag may mga energized area tayo, dapat lock-out, tag-out na gagamitin natin. I-lock natin mga energized area para pag nag-maintenance tayo, di ba? Yun yung tinatawag natin, yung mga shutdown activities. What is the flow of work? Dapat alam natin kung ano yung flow ng work niya from beginning up to the end. Dapat alam natin yan. What are the sources of chemicals, noise, etc. Pag may mga chemicals hazard yan, yung noise, maingay yung ano, dapat mabigyan natin ng pansin yan. That is hazard for the workers. Are slips, trips, and falls possibility? So isa yan tinitingnan natin. Common to, makikita natin. Yung slips, yung may mga madudulas na lugar o may mga spillage na mga oil spillage o di kaya yung trips, yung may mga naka-obstruct na mga unnecessary materials, yung mga hindi kailangan sa area or hindi na ayos ng pag-store, pag-storage. So dapat i-prevent natin yan. Then falls, of course. Kapag na-slip and trip ka, ma-fall ka, yan ang delikado. Mauna yung ulo mo or working at height, pwede ka ma-fall. Okay, na control method hierarchy, we have a hierarchy of control, we have engineering control, hindi na natin yung yung elimination at saka substitution, kasi bihira naman yun ng mostly ito ang ginagamit natin, engineering control, administrative control, at personal protective equipment. So pag sinabi natin engineering control, kung ano yung mga dapat nating applicable for engineering control, bibigyan natin ng control measure, di ba? For example, kailangan natin ng barricade, hard barricade. So isa yan sa mga engineering control natin. So administrative control, yung mga signages na dapat mababasa, mga information. So PPE, personal equipment, yung ginagamit ng tao, dapat tama, akma, doon sa kanyang trabaho. Di ba? So isa yan sa titingnan natin. When a GSA is revised, i-revise na natin ang GSA kapag when an accident or injury occurs. So meaning to say, hindi effective yung nagawa nating GSA. Yung mga corrective measure kasi nagkaroon ng accident or injuries. So dapat i-revise natin yon. Bibigyan natin ng pansin yan. Next, when the job changes, pag may mga changes o pagbabago sa mga activity, kailangan i-revise natin. Okay? After a close call, yung mga close call, yung mga marami tayong mga near misses report, so kailangan natin bibigyan ng pansin, i-revise natin yung GSA natin. Following an employee complaint, baka may mga complaint sa mga employee, bibigyan din natin ng pansin yan. Baka mamaya, kung ano yung nakalagay sa GSA at hindi na-follow, na sunod ito, kaya nagkakaroon ng mga complaint. Diba? So, if equipment suffers damage, so yung mga damage equipment natin, kailangan i-verify natin, kailangan kaagad ng maintenance department yan. Pero schedule review, so mayroon tayong mga review na gagawin. Okay? Annually, okay? Or, pwede rin sa quarterly, monthly, so weekly, depende na yan sa procedure na or implementation mo na gagawin mo. Okay, this is what I've said, example of GSA. Ito yung GSA na ginagawa ko, okay? So, ikumpara natin sa iba. Okay, ganito yung GSA natin, mayroon tayong so mga client natin magsasign, so prepared by, okay? Then, mayroon tayong mga references, of course. Dapat alam natin tayo ng mga references. Hindi yung naglalagay lang tayo, wala tayong reference. Dapat may reference tayo, especially Aramco. There is a lot of GIs and construction manual nila. Nandun yung mga reference natin to prove na ma-explain natin sa management na bakit kailangan as per requirements and standard of the Saudi Aramco or other client, di ba? Dapat alam natin yung mga references. Ganito natin yung job safety analysis to break down sequence steps. Number 1, site preparation. So site preparation, mayroon tayong 1.1, miscommunication, job site inspection, wrong type of work permit. So binigyan natin issuer and receiver should conduct joint site inspection. Dapat may work permit. So sino yung nirarank natin yung hazard according to our legend? A, B, and C. Pag sinabing A, high potential or high category. Pag sinabing B, medium category. Katamtaman lang. Pag C is low category, low risk. So ito ganito natin ginagawa yung job safety analysis. Bakit natin by numbering, by para pag may comments yung client natin, sasabihin niya sa comments niya, step number 1, potential hazard 1.2, recommendation 1.2.10, need to change this one. Yan, pag gusto nila palitan or may idagdag sila dito sa banda na to, sa area na to, so 1.2, 1.3, yan, binigyan natin ng kanya-kanyang mga sequence, kanya-kanyang corrective action. Hindi yung nagkarambula, nilagay mo lahat ng hazard, tapos nagkarambula yung mga corrective action. Pangit na GSA yun. Tapos action by, sino yung mga involved doon sa workers, may WPR, the issuer, receiver, yung site engineer natin o construction manager, and of course the safety officer in charge also. Then GSA number 2, lifting of unloading of sheet pad, steel plates, yan, sinisequence natin, number 1, number 2, 2.1, 2.2, yan, nilagyan natin ng maayos yung GSA natin. Don't forget, pag gusto nyo magkaroon ng mga format na GSA, nasa inyo na yun. Pwede nyo pagandahin pa nito, pangit ito, pagandahin nyo pa. Nasa inyo yung kung paano nyo gagawin. Like this, tingnan mo yung GSA nila sa ibang mga kontraktor, sa mga kaibigan natin. So, ganyan yung GSA nila. Okay, walang numbering. So, ano lang. Pero okay pa rin. At least naka-separate yung bawat potential hazard na nilagay nila. Okay? Each potential hazard, mayroon siya corrective measure. Mayroon sila dito, pero ang problema, yung control measure nila ay naghalo na. Okay? Hindi yung ito, iba yung ito, iba yung So, yun ang example. Okay? That's the end of our presentation. I hope na makapagbigay ito ng knowledge sa inyo or review sa inyo na kung paano mag-conduct ng job safety analysis. Okay? So, thank you very much. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, and share para makatulong tayo sa iba na mga kabaro natin, mga safety advocates, or sa ating mga pamilya. Okay? So, thank you very much, guys. See you next vlog, our next presentation. Huwag kayong mawala sapagkat nandito lang kami. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye.